Hello and welcome to this 7th episode of our secret garden. I have been looking so much forward to this episode because today we are going to drive north and we are going to visit Tina from Staudemarken, the perennial field, as she's going to teach us all about taking seeds from perennials, sowing them and germinating them. So welcome to this episode. We are happy that you are here. We are here at Staudemarken today and we are very happy because Tina invited us to see how you can sow perennials from seeds and also other stuff to see here. But first off, let's start with some questions for Tina. Thank you that we could come and visit you.
You're welcome.
The first question I would like to ask you is how long have you had this shop, the Staudemarken?
I started the Staudemarken 26 years ago. So I started to sow some seeds and
Yes.
I started to dig up perennials from my garden and I planted them in the field and start to sell from the field when people came and dug up the plants and then I started to sow some and then I built a greenhouse and after 7-8 years I started to make the plants in pots instead.
So you develop it like over
Yes,
time,
yes,
little by little.
yes, and
Yes.
then I started the web shop.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. On the World Wide Web.
Yeah.
Yes.
in Denmark.
Yes. So how many seeds do you sow yourself here each year?
Really a lot. I maybe 300, 500 kinds every year because that's everything I can make from seeds I do
Okay.
because it's a very I love the job and I have some work for my employers so
Yes.
they can prickle and put in the labels and we can do it when we have the time. So I do a lot, but
Okay.
I also get a lot of plants from rooted cuttings when I buy them,
Okay. Yeah.
and some bare root perennials also.
Okay.
But and the rooted cuttings are the most, but this perennials from seeds, it's maybe 1/3 of
Of
the
the
sortiment,
production.
yes.
Yes. Yes. Okay. It's so fascinating to sow the seeds and watch the things come up.
really
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah. It's very nice. So I think that it depends on what species, right? Some are good for seeds, and others you have to use cuttings.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because some of the plants you cannot be sure they will have the same color as
Oh,
the
yes.
mother plants.
Yeah.
So, but a lot of seeds that you can give from generation to generation and heirlooms, they come back the same color. But,
Okay.
but there could come some blue suddenly, or
Okay. Yeah.
amongst all the red ones.
Okay.
And then yeah.
So it depends how tough you are with the colors.
Yes, but also there's
Yeah, mutations.
Yes,
Yeah. Yeah.
exactly. Yes. So that's how the new kind of plants develop. It's
Yeah.
from
Yeah.
the bees, the birds, and
Yeah.
the
Yes, of course. But that's also sort of fascinating. You plant one and you think it's going to be blue, but maybe it's sort of purple or red.
yes, and maybe variegated leaves,
Yeah.
and maybe a small one that
Yeah.
all the others are tall. But that's how I got my plant, the Danish delight, Agastasia.
Okay.
I did see I have some blue ones, and I sow them, and one of them got pink.
Okay.
So I have a cord from Staudemarken Danish Delights,
Okay.
and then itself from rooted cuttings
Yes.
afterwards to make sure
Yeah.
it's the same
So
color.
to keep it this way, then you have to do rooted cuttings.
Yes.
So what if you can you give us a ballpark the number of plants you sell? How many roughly do you sell each year? Single plants.
So good.
Hundreds of
Well,
thousands or
Every year, I think I sell about 400,000 perennials,
yes. Wow.
and maybe 100,000 are made from seeds.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
That's a lot of perennials.
Really?
That's more than we have in our garden, I can tell.
Yeah, but you are coming now.
Yeah, we are upcoming. Yes, that's true. The last question in the greenhouse here is, how did you develop an interest for perennials? What happened?
I was about in the early 20s and kind of restless. Is it that called restless?
Yes.
And then I got interest for wildflowers.
Okay.
And then I started to learn the names, and then it just grew from there. And I got very interested in medicine plants
yes.
also. Yes. And herbs, of course.
Yes.
And then perennials came and took over.
Yeah.
Yes.
And you saw a sort of a business form with it along the way, that you could sell plants.
Yes, because I live on a farm and I got 4 children, and then it was nice to stay at home every day and work with my interest.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. You are what they call an entrepreneur. You develop the business.
Yes. We can call it that.
Yeah. That's very nice. So let's go out and see the fields and the perennials and talk a bit more about how to take seeds from the perennials.
Let's go harvesting.
Let's go.
Well, here we have this Persicaria orientalis.
Yes.
It's an annual, and I usually sow them in the winter time. And a lot of times I got too late and the seed has dropped down. So then I learned that I had to milk the seeds from the plant when they get thick, when the flowers get thick. There are a lot of seeds. And then maybe every week or so I do a little harvesting like this. And I have plenty more here. And then maybe in a week or so there will be more to harvest.
Okay.
Then I dry the seeds because they are, you see, the black seeds are inside. So then I first dry the seeds so I can get the plant material away because it can cost more. And then I sow them. And remember to write the name.
Yes, very important lesson. Yes. So is this one that you sell as well, or is it more for yourself? You take the seeds.
It is for myself, but also I give some to my friends. I just need to have this one. It's very beautiful outside.
Yeah.
It can stand 2 meters in the wind, but when it needs to be planted out in month of May, because it has to be a little long when and it will make the seeds come. If it's self-seeded, the seed will not be ready. The seed will not be ready for hvad hedder modne?
Mature.
Yeah, the seeds will not mature. Yeah. Okay, I have another one in here.
Yeah.
Everybody knows Verbena bonariensis.
Yeah, that's correct.
Let's go and
Let's go.
Here you see the Verbena bonariensis, very big. Very long flower, and
it's amazing.
Yes, and when I harvest it, I do like this, and you will see the seeds are there.
Oh yes.
A lot of people tells me that they don't know how to make them self-seed in the garden. I have no luck with them.
Yeah.
But it could be a good idea to sow them in the pots.
Yeah. In pots before
you. But in the big containers where you have other perennials.
Okay.
And then you in the edge you sow the Verbena bonariensis, and in the springtime you will have a long piece of Verbena bonariensis, tiny plants, and you can plant them out from there.
Okay.
Because they germinate very late.
Okay.
Maybe in May. So that's why people have been in the garden twice before,
yes.
so they don't see them.
Yeah,
so
they maybe have destroyed
but
them.
they are a cold germinator.
Okay.
They need the frost to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So is it all perennials that you can take seeds from?
Yes, but it's not. No, there some are sterile.
Okay.
But some of them you don't know if they will come back in the same color.
Okay.
But a lot of them are heirlooms.
Yeah.
And I can also put in a seed head and shake.
Yeah.
And I often leave the seeds to dry out for a couple of days or weeks.
Okay.
Before but I have plenty I have harvest during the season. As a lot of seeds you have to harvest 3-4 times because they come along weeks.
Yeah.
Some perennials have seed, flowers, and flower buds at the same time. So
so you have to stretch it sort of to do it.
if you want all the seeds.
Yeah,
Normally it's not necessary, to have a lot because only one seed head you have from this. You have 100.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Let's go outside and see if we can find some other
let's
seeds.
do it. So what is this one, this flower, Tina?
This is Silphium perforatum.
Perforatum. Okay.
Yes, and it's a tricky one because the seeds are here. You can see out here.
Yes.
The big ones, and when it rains a lot, they will just rot.
Yeah, they rot.
Yes, but I try to take the brown ones and keep them dry. But when it rain, it can be difficult because I think I can get some good ones from here. I sow these in the autumn.
And this one, is that also just for yourself and friends? Or
No, this is for my nursery.
Okay, so this one you actually
Last
sow
year
and
I
sell.
made 300 from it.
Oh, okay.
And the first year I succeeded. I think it was because I did sow them in the autumn. They are also cold germinators.
Yeah, so you put them in the ground and it's cold, and then they come in the spring.
Yes, they need a period with cold and warm and moist and the change, because it breaks down the shell or some kind of shell.
Yeah, okay.
Here.
Yeah, I see. So you have to know a bit about the perennial you want to sow before just doing it. You have to do a little bit of research.
Yes, but a lot of the plants I know from the garden, when it's self-seed, it can be, I can sow them in the autumn.
So you remember this one I can do.
Yes, but I also buy seeds, a lot of seeds.
Okay.
Yes, really a lot of seeds from Jelito in Germany, and they have very good instructions also how to germinate. Let's see if we have anything else.
So when do you collect the seeds, Tina?
Well, when they are ready. Normally when the seed head get brown or open, the seeds are ready. And I start about in the beginning of June. I think I harvest the first seeds,
so that's
and
quite
then
early.
I just cannot go past seeds. No. I have to. This could be plants, but here I've been a little late with these latyrus. You see, they are finished. There are no more here. They have opened, but there are only a few. But I have been here. I have
you
some.
have been there.
But otherwise,
Latyrus, is that 1 year?
That's
is that
perennial.
also?
That's
yes.
perennial.
Okay. Sorry.
in the greenhouse is the 1 year.
Okay.
Yes. This is perennial.
That one is perennial.
Yes. Maybe we should. Yes, here. I have another one, but I have this inside. I have harvest Hesperis lutea, a lot of seeds, and but you can see now the wind and the rain. There are not a lot left, but I have some inside also.
Okay.
I've been here also.
So the strategy is to know a bit about your perennials and when you can collect the seeds, because that may vary a lot.
Yes, and this one you can really see that there are seed heads, brown, they are ready here. And there are the green ones, they're not ready, and there are flowers, all the same in one plant. That's why I have to do it,
Yeah.
along the time.
Yeah.
2 weeks between, and they and these I have not had these. I have no luck with these. I don't remember even the name. So embarrassing.
But it's a fantastic looking flower,
Yes.
and also the stem here is
Yes,
very
wings.
special. Yeah,
Yes.
with wings. Yes.
I can find out the name later
Yeah,
if you
we
want to.
We will type it in the description.
Yes. Have another one, Veronica spicata, and the seeds are so tiny. And that's why I don't do like this, because I will mix everything together, but I do a cutting. And turn around. And shake. You see? So you save yourself a lot of work. Lots of seeds.
And they are very small, so it's a good idea.
Yes, because you don't have the plant material.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
This
And
is-
how would you sow these? Would you just bit
I
a
will
little?
not cover a lot.
No.
The smaller the seeds are, the less I cover. Like that. So that should be enough for 500 plants.
Yeah. Okay.
The next one is perennial. It's a Dipsapsus stringus. I'll find out later.
Yeah.
But you can see here how they have self-seeded.
Okay. So these are small
yes,
plants
these
here.
are first year's plants.
Oh.
And next year they will come and flower, and then they will die. And the seeds are, it's very sticky. No, it's not the name. It can be a little evil with all those little.
Yes. They have thorns.
Yes, they
Yeah.
have thorns. That's it. And then also another reason for cutting down, maybe because I don't want a million of
Okay,
these, so it
okay.
could be a good idea just to cut them, because I think it should be enough. They are too close. I have to dig
Yeah,
some off
yeah,
to
yeah.
develop a big plant.
So there's actually also to control them a bit, that you can
That's
take
also
them. Yeah.
yes. So I think I would just. It's easier, to do the work when you prickle them when you have them in a box than digging up.
Yes,
So
of
that's-
course. Yes.
So I take
Yeah.
always a little to put them out. It's also one of the wild ones.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's go and look at the seeds inside.
Yeah.
Yes. During the season, a friend of mine, he cut these for me. It's Valeriana pyrenaica. It's you see the seeds inside the plant material, and to get the seeds out, I would use different kinds of what's the name?
Sieve.
Yeah,
Yes.
yes.
You use different
Thank you.
sieves to.
Thank you, Nadia. Yeah,
So
And-
that's another technique here.
that's
yeah.
a technique, and have a. That's a very funny job. I have all kind of different sizes for
yes.
this, and this one is a little too small. You can see the seed will not come out.
Yeah, you have
So-
one in there
And I
still.
have this one.
Ah.
Maybe this is better. And these I also sow in the autumn. They are self-seeded perennials, so that tells me that I can easily sow them now.
Okay.
in the springtime we have so much to do, so everything I can do in the autumn, I just get it done.
Yeah, so you sow these in autumn and you just let them be sort of in here in the greenhouse.
Yes, I do. Now I have a lot of nut seeds material here, and maybe I need a smaller one here. Then sometimes you can put them in the wind.
Oh.
But it's a big job. Now it's almost clean seeds. I could keep on, but now I have to get an end. Yes. So we're ready.
And you put the sign in so you remember. What was it? Yes.
Another kind of seeds I have here is sedum, Arizona. It's a yellow sedum, and I show this because the seeds are so tiny. I just take out this. They've been here for 4 weeks now.
Okay, drying up.
Yes. And then I have this one. I have to, because the seeds are so tiny.
So these small ones is actually
these
seeds.
These are the dust seeds, yes. Yeah. So I just take away the biggest leaves. And this is millions of plants.
Ooh.
Millions.
It's not a spice, it's seeds.
Yeah. And the small seeds, I don't cover them.
Okay.
Only a tiny little bit. I'll show you later.
Yeah.
But this, I got no sign for it. So I'll have to remember.
Yeah.
And when I don't have a sign, I put in a bit of the plant so I can remember. And then.
So you can actually use that as a rule of thumb. If they are very small seeds, you can just throw them on the ground.
Yes, that's right. So this one, I have here, I have Delphinium Larkspur. I just cut this a couple of days ago, and the seeds are not quite, they did not all came out of the seed head, but I can give it a little massage. I think I was a little late. It has already lost a lot of seeds. You can see here, they're not quite ready. It's best when it gets brown, and I'm sure they are mature. But the Delphinium needs to have a dark period when it has to germinate.
Okay.
I put a black piece of plastic. It's only a few.
After you sow them, you cover them up.
Yes, with the black plastic.
Yeah, okay.
I have a few here. I had to sow today. This is Veronica longifolia, the one we did outside.
Yeah.
We had to put this here. It's a very good cut flower plant.
Okay.
clean.
Yes.
So I just take these and get them. Because they're so black, they're already ready to sow them now. And here from last week, millions. And the name, Veronica longifolia.
Longifolia.
Yes.
That's very small seeds
Yes,
as well.
also.
Yeah.
I have to take good care when I water the small seeds because otherwise they will just jump to another box.
Yeah, okay. So do you sort of dust water them or?
No, I use a little perlite and then I take another kind of seed next to this so that I can make sure that I know the difference.
Oh.
Not two tiny seeds beside each other.
Okay, so you actually sow them together with something else.
Every seed has their own box. But
okay.
Yeah, Veronica, and then this Verbena, bonariensis. We've already made some of these too. They also need to be sown in the autumn. Need a little frost to germinate. Put it here. And this one, there's a little work to do. Hiraculum botulinum pink cloud. I love this plant.
I have to ask about this because bjørneklo is in the Danish
Invasive.
nature very hated.
But it's a totally different name.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. It's
And
another species.
It is.
Yeah.
It's and the seeds here, I also used to sow these in the late summer, early autumn. I just massage the seeds from here. They're very nice and dry, so they get easily off the seed head. And this one, I know that I can just sow it and they will all germinate.
Okay.
But sometimes when I have not had a big luck, I used to scratch the surface a bit, like this, you know, to make sure that water can come into the seed. So it just like in nature, when animals or people walks all over it. So I just do help it a little bit.
Okay.
And it also get the dirty or the plant material away, so I only have the seeds left. It has very special smell, this one. So, how many seeds do you think? 500?
Yeah, a lot.
I'm rich. Another one. Oh, it's the same. I keep this for later. Sometimes I keep some seeds for the springtime.
Okay.
Just if I have no luck in the one in the autumn, I try again in the spring.
So you save some for later.
Yes.
Yes.
This one and another one. It's a very wild one. Some of the plants germinate very quickly here in the autumn, and I just keep them in the boxes. I don't and in the greenhouse during the winter. I don't put them out. The new germinated plant.
Okay.
This one is
To protect them a bit.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, and I don't. They must not be too wet in the winter.
Okay.
And they must not be too close, because then they also mold.
Okay.
This one, just put.
Also very small seeds.
Yes, but there come million plants from this one. It's a wildflower. Every seed will germinate from this one.
And the good thing about using flowers that are native or wild in your garden is because of the biodiversity and bees and butterflies and insects.
Yes, it is very. They like them, but there are also a lot of spices from They also like that are not made
Yeah,
from seeds.
yeah, yeah.
But never fails with the seed one for insects. Should we go and put them in the ground?
Let's do it.
I prepared the soil, and the soil for the seeds has to be very fine soil, because then I can easily tear the plants apart.
Okay.
There are too many big stuff in it. It can be difficult to tear apart.
Yeah, because
Here,
the roots go around.
Yes, and here the soil is mixed with perlite. Is the name of this, to keep it light.
Yeah.
Not so it will not get too heavy.
So it doesn't get too wet.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly. This is another one I did not show you, but this is Scabiosa Ochroleuca. Very lovely plant. Also insects loves it, and it's self-seed, so I know I can easily do it now.
Yeah.
Actually, I got one of my customers. She sent me because I
Oh,
had no
yes.
one.
Good customers.
Yes.
Send stuff back. Yes.
And she has cleaned the seeds already.
Oh.
Yes. So
Lovely
so-
looking seeds as
yes,
well, like
yeah.
small bells.
Yes. Like so, I'm just with rough hand.
Just
A
strewing.
lot of seeds, and then it's probably too tight, too closed. But then I just pick up some. When if it's too close when it come up, I can do like this and make a take some off in another box.
Okay, so you will separate them a bit.
Yes, if
Yeah.
if
Yeah.
it'll be too close.
Yeah, of course.
And then after I put the seeds here, I will cover the seeds.
And remember a label.
Yes.
Yes.
That's good. And I cover the seed with the vermiculite. Or is it perlite? I never know the difference. What's the name? Super fine. Vermiculite. Yes.
Yeah,
this is
I think it's called vermiculite. Yes.
Yes. I don't know what it's made of. I think it's a natural material. You can also use the soil that you sow them in, but this keeps it makes sure that it will not get green,
Yeah.
And now I have this kind of big seeds, so I'll cover with the same thickness as the seeds are.
Okay.
So this is 2-3 millimeters. So use lots. Of course, you can do this in a small pot, but it's for your own use.
You have to make 400,000.
Yeah,
So
yeah. I love this one. So normally I just make all the seeds, and then at last I cover.
yes, of course, of course.
And I have to make sure that the tiny little seeds are not covered. So then I have to put on a paper here, so it make sure don't cover this.
Ah,
For
okay.
instance,
Yeah, so you
this,
know that.
Yeah, another big one. This beautiful Hieracium.
And how would you would never water down from above? You would water it from down here.
Always from above.
Always from above.
First, I make the soil very wet.
Yes.
And because I don't want, there come some tiny little flies. I don't know the English name for
Okay.
them. Sowing in Danish,
Oh.
and they like the wet conditions.
Oh, okay.
And they so I have to keep the moisture in the top where the seeds are.
Okay.
The seeds must not dry out, especially not when it's ready to germinate. Then will just die if they get dry when it's just about to.
Okay.
So
And then
that's why I water from above. I should I cover with plastic to keep the moist inside?
okay.
Then I should make so that the plastic must not lay here. It has to. I have to make a little
Yeah,
house for
yeah.
it.
So there is some air inside.
Yes.
Yeah. And at this stage, sunlight doesn't matter before they are germinated.
I think not.
No.
But the wet and the heat.
Yes.
And but this one, it just has to kind of get to life again. So that's why I've sowed them in the autumn. So they have to, so they will not totally dry out. And
Okay.
it's just like if I keep the seed alive from when I newly harvest, sow them, and then in the springtime it has absorbed a lot of water, and then it gets a heat period, and then it will hopefully germinate.
Yeah.
Big seeds, big layer of soil.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes. I have little one. This one, Veronica, that we harvest outside. This is a small one. So I could easily sow these too close. You see the big seeds, I can easily make them close, but this very tiny one, I know everybody will germinate, so I have to make sure that they will not be too close.
So you try to control it a bit.
Yes.
Yes.
Otherwise it would come, so I cannot handle the plants.
Ah, okay. And you know this one has almost 100% growth rate.
Yes.
Yeah, germination
Right.
rate. Yes.
So it's very tiny. I can also do this in the spring because I have 4 million, about 4 million. And this I will not cover because they're so tiny.
Okay. And how much will you water these here in the winter? Just keep them moist?
Yes.
Yeah, not too much.
Yes. No, not too much because it will be heavy soil, and I like the. I have over here some experimenting with sandy soil.
Okay.
But I think it's too heavy. It's primula. No, sorry. It's it's pulsatilla.
Pulsatilla.
Yeah, kobjelle. Pulsatilla verenalis. I told to. I tried to mix the sand in the soil, but I think it's not. I think it's not good. I like much better the other soil, but.
And this is also what you try to avoid, right? This one is but that's happened sometimes when I do it. You get some sort of moss on top of
yes. it. And this, it should not, on the vermiculite, there should not grow the moss.
Okay.
These I have made, so these for 3 weeks ago. And they are already ready to prickle. Because the roots are quite big. So maybe I put 3 or 4 in pots. That's a good thing about the seeds. You can put a lot of plants and get a big plant the first year.
Yeah.
And
so you can put more together
yes.
to sort of speed up the process.
Yes. Right. This one is very beautiful. Pimpinella, Maya, Rosea. I did sow these about a month ago, and they're quite a good germination, but maybe after frost it will come another layer of plants. So I just maybe take some and leave this one to germinate.
Ah, okay.
Yes.
So you keep actually the rest of the soil because more will come up later.
Right.
Yeah.
I can show you in the other greenhouse.
Sure.
Should we go?
Yeah.
This is a Danish delight, the one that I made, and one of them came up with other leaves and a tiny little one here. So I will see if it will live or not. Here you can see I want these to be friends. And it could be funny to see what comes up. That's very exciting. Agastache is a short-lived perennial, and then it's a good thing that the seeds germinate very rapidly.
Okay.
These are the, plants from this spring, and I got just much too many. And when they get too close, you can see they easily So when they have germinated, it's maybe a good idea to water from below.
Okay. Yeah.
Because when you give them too much water and they are so close like this, they can easily get trouble.
Yeah.
Yes.
So how would you do now if you wanted to save these? Would you prickle them?
I should
separate
prickle them
Yes.
or stop watering.
Stop watering. Yes.
And only a little water. And the primula, I had millions. I forgot the name, so I lost the name. So I cannot use it until I see what it will be.
You can give them to a friend.
Yes.
Yeah. Here you go.
Like you.
Yes. Yes.
This plant is seed from this year, this summer. I harvest, and I did a lot of prickle, and they still keep coming from this box, and it can survive the winter in the greenhouse, and in the springtime they will be ready for sale, maybe in month of May. They are ready for sale when the roots are all the way through and actually already. So this plant is very hard worker. And I also harvest the plants, otherwise I will have them all over the place outside.
But lovely green-white color.
So beautiful, 2 meters tall plants.
Wow.
And this one, Nepeta. I have bought the seed from this. It's a white one, Nepeta racemosa alba. And they have been here in the box since spring, but now the last week we said, "Now give them a chance." So they can really stay in this box for a long time, and when you're ready, you can. They will have a little fertilizer during the period.
Yeah,
maybe
sure.
it has been in for 4 months or so.
Yeah. What about all the other perennials that you sow from seed? You do not fertilize them, do you?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
I also, as soon as I see the green in the box, I put them outside in the greenhouse, not in the hot place.
Okay.
Because they need cold very fast. They can even have some frost, because it's still a very small plant. It can no problem with the frost, but it's not good when they stay too warm, too long. It'll be tall.
Yeah, and they will
be
fall over.
yes.
Yeah.
Also, it's a good idea to do some cutting. So instead of letting them get big, you cut them back so they will be tight instead.
And can you do that with all perennials? Sort of cut them a bit back to make them more bushy.
Yes, exactly, like this. Maybe I don't cut all, but I leave a little bit.
Okay.
And then I can maybe do it. I have actually a machine.
Okay. Yeah. So not to get them too long and.
Also the rooted cuttings, because it's only one plant, and then when they get to the 20 centimeters, I cut them.
Okay.
I have a bushy, stronger plants with more flowers.
Yes, of course.
Yes. So also all these are seeds we made from our own. The one we did not have time to in the spring, but now we had some place and some space and some time, so now we just prickle them. So keep them in here during the winter, and in the springtime they'll be ready for sale.
Ready for sale
Yes.
in spring. And you don't use any heat or anything in here. It's just
as soon as they germinate, I take them outside in the greenhouse. It's a hot place to germinate, about 20 grad.
20 degrees. Yes.
And then I take them up here, and no heat either. But as soon as the roots are in the pot, I take them outside.
Okay.
Big in the pot.
Yeah. So we are almost done here for today, and we want to thank Tina for showing us around. And do you have any final advice for the garden people out there?
Only just go for it by sowing the perennials. It's so funny, and you normally have plenty plants, so you can give some to the neighbor also. You have 1 or maybe 1,000 plants from one little packet of seeds. So it's very exciting. Go for it.
So try it, experiment with it, and if you fail, you can always buy your perennials here. Thank you.
You do.
Yeah. Back here in our secret garden, as you can see, we have been using some of Tina's advice to take some seeds and seed heads for ourselves from the garden. So just to quickly make a sum up for you guys of what we learned from Tina, here are some of the bullet points. So the first thing that you have to remember is choose the right time. This means that you can take seeds from late summer until early fall. Most perennials produce seeds in late summer and early fall. Wait until the seed heads or pods have matured and turned brown. Avoid collecting the seeds that are green or soft. Mature seeds are usually brown or black and have hardened. So, second of all, you need to prepare for collection. Before collecting, ensure that the weather is dry to prevent mold growth on the seeds. Remember to label your bags or envelopes with the plant name and any other relevant information like the dates and stuff like that. So when you collect the seeds, there are different ways to do it. For plants with seed heads, you can use scissors or garden shears to cut the seed heads when they are dry and brown. Place the seed heads in a bag or envelope. Shake or rub the seed heads to release the seeds. For plants with seed pods, allow the pods to dry on the plant until they turn brown and start to split. Collect the pods and open them to release the seeds into your bag or envelope. Remember to clean the seeds. Remove any non-seed material from the collected seeds. You can do this by gently rubbing the seeds between your fingers or using a sieve, like this, as Tina showed us. So, also remember to dry the seeds. Spread the cleaned seeds on a single layer of paper towel or a newspaper to air dry for a week or 2. Ensure they are completely dry before storing them. And when you store them, the 6th bullet point is storage. When you store them, make sure they are dry. Once they are dry, store the seeds in a cool, dry place. So, that was it, guys, for this quite long 7th episode of our secret garden. We hope you liked it and we hope you can use some of the advice that we have given you here. The next episode is going to be a garden update where we will show you a lot about the stuff that we have been doing in between and some plans that we have for the future. So stay tuned. We hope you will throw us a like and remember to subscribe if you like what you're seeing. And also you are very welcome to leave a comment on things that you liked or things that you think we can improve on. So that's it, guys. See you in the next episode of our secret garden.